Hello, Internet. It is Ida Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today we're going to be talking about Pearl. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. This is the prequel to X, a movie that came out earlier this year from A24. Here we go. Now, X, for a very low budget horror movie, it did pretty okay-ish. It opened like $4 million, made like nearly 12 million domestic, nearly 14 million worldwide. I mean, it's not like this is a big horror movie, like a big franchise movie or anything. So these numbers are acceptable for like A24 standards. And it has a good reputation too. So that definitely helps Pearl. It also helps that Pearl is literally coming out 6 months after X. Both movies were filmed around the same time. So I guess they're like, we might as well put this out now. And apparently there's a third movie. I think it's called Maxine or something. That's already been like announced. Like, oh my gosh. It's maybe this the timetable of these X movies, or like this little franchise, rivals the MCU. It rivals Tyler Perry's movies back in the day. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, X having a good reputation and being, doing well, decent enough at the box office should help this. So, and it helps that X is still relatively fresh in people's minds. That's a pro. Another pro is that there's not too much direct competition. The only real direct competition this movie has is Barbarian, which did do better than expected last week. I thought that movie was gonna make 10 million, and it went over 10 million. I was like, oh, okay. So Barbarian is a movie that shouldn't be sneezed at. So, but besides that, there really isn't much of anything direct. Well, I guess there's Smile, but that's 2 weeks from now. So it should be fine ish when it comes to direct competition. So that's a pro. Another pro is are the reviews. Like X, they're very good. It's at 86%. Critic score, audience score is 89%. So word of mouth will not be a problem here, not in the slightest. So good reviews, good word of mouth, instant, like easy pro. What else can I think of? I guess another pro is that this is A24. I've talked about this many, many, many times. I don't feel like going over in detail again, but this year has been quite the year for A24. They've had their biggest hit of all time this year. Everything Everywhere All at Once. Sure, none of their other movies have really hit that level, but they are being quite prolific this year, more than I think any of their other years. I guess the one year that could rival it is 2019, where they had Uncut Gems and Midsommar. So yeah, yeah. A24, they've had a very prolific year. They have a good reputation for releasing like non-mainstream friendly movies. So I consider that to be a pro. Uh what else? I think that's it really, as far as I know. Cons. There, coming out this weekend is The Woman King. That's getting all the attention, and Pearl isn't getting as much attention. It's not like it's getting zero attention, but the attention is quite a bit less than Woman King. So that could really hurt Pearl's chances. So I would consider that to be a con, being overshadowed by Woman King. Another con I can think of is, I don't know, I guess I don't trying to think, like with X. Like I already mentioned how X has a good reputation. It did all right. But horror prequels, the reputation for those can be very spotty. I mean, I'm trying to think of some, like, say, Conjuring, for example. Like, you had Conjuring, then you had Annabelle, and The Nun. That's a prequel, too, I think. Another prequel. Conjuring has too many prequels. um, but I guess let's say prequels in general. A lot of people see prequels as unnecessary in the grand scheme of things. They don't move the story forward. Sure, they give you like more details about stuff, in the past, but most people just find them to be just like, why? Why does this exist? So that might hurt Pearl a little bit. So I would consider that to be a con. It's more of a minor con, if anything. Uh, I think that's it, really. So opening weekend, well, as I showed you X, that opened with, let's go back to that, 4.275 million. Will this hit that? Probably not. I'm gonna go a bit lower. I'm gonna say between 3 and 4 million. It should open relatively close to X. At least that's what I think. So I'm gonna go with that. 3 to 4 million opening weekend, and its total will probably be I don't know. I don't know if it'll reach 10. I'm gonna say 8 to 10 million just to be safe. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Pearl. So, well, I guess I can mention I've been seeing ads for this, so it's not like people don't know it exists at all. So that's good. So, yeah, but that's pretty much it. I have nothing else to say about Pearl. Okay, 2 down, 3 to go. Next up, we got Running the Bases, then See How They Run, and then finally, The Woman King. Ugh, this is a nightmare. I hate weekends like this. I haven't had to cover this many movies at once since what? Well, there was Christmas, where I covered like, yeah, there was Christmas. Then before that, I had to cover like 6 movies for like the final weekend of October. That was truly terrible. So yeah, as you can tell, I don't like covering this many movies at once. It's exhausting. So the sooner we get through with these, the better it'll be for me and everyone. So, and yeah, anywho, yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. So yeah, if you want to watch any of the past prediction videos I made this year, you can go right ahead. You can watch all my previous A24 prediction videos, movies of Bodies, 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 Everything Ever All at Once, X, probably the most important one considering the movie we're talking about in this video. Marcel the Shell with Shoes on, Men, cover them all. So if you want to watch any of those or any other prediction videos, go right ahead. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I covered Pearl once before when it got its September 16th date. I think I covered it last month. I'm going to check. It was episode. Shoot, which was it? 143. Okay. Episode 143. I talked about it alongside Book Club 2 and Killers of the Flower Moon. Talked about it alongside those movies. So if you want to watch that episode and the other canceled episodes, all 154 up to this point, soon 55 because I'm going to have to talk about Magic Mike 3 later. Great. So, but if you want to watch any of the past canceled episodes, all of them, binge from beginning to now, go right ahead. I encourage it. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. My summer 2022 recap, I've had to delay that to next week. That's a 2-parter, winners and losers, so stay tuned for that. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I've done on the channel, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out and goodbye.